Hey everybody, how are you? This is Mark Yegi. Today is a weird morning, crazy morning, fun morning, depending on how you want to look at it. Last night you probably heard, or maybe you didn't, but right now I'm going live to let you know. NVidia reported numbers, and they blew away the street. They got this 236% increase in earnings, and they're doing crazy stuff. Bottom line is they beat earnings. I think they're beat numbers. They're doing incredibly well, and this AI play is probably just in the initial stages. But that doesn't mean there's a lot of risk here. So there's some euphoria in this stock, and you can take advantage of it. I'm going to give you a very unconventional, for me, approach to take it, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more conventional one. So here we go. Let's take a look at NVIDIA's chart. So this is a weekly on the chart, and you can see, this is a stock that if you'd bought it back in 2017 for 30 bucks, you'd have made 300, 3,000%, 30x your money, right? 30 times your money. This stock is up 250,000% overall, right? Did you catch this one at all? I caught it a little, but I can't say that I caught it a lot. You know why? Because I didn't do covered calls on it. And I kick myself every time that I have an opportunity like this, because you could see these two red lines on the screen. The first one is where I said NVIDIA is breaking out. And the second red line is where NVIDIA is now breaking out. You can see it's up $107 this week alone. So let me just go ahead and make that live. But it's crazy what's going on. It's up 107 bucks. Like who does that, right? So it's up $112 now. You can look at the daily on this chart and you can see, boom, it's broken out today. Now, will it fill that gap? Yeah, I think gaps get filled, and I think it'll probably fill that gap. In fact, that's how I would probably play it, is a little bit more in the money. So here's what I would do if I were going to do covered calls on NVIDIA. You could look at, I'm going to give you two examples. The first example is the stock right now is at 1,035. And so if you do the at the money 1,035s, hopefully you can see there that that's 1.25% at the money, right where the stock is right now. That if the stock stays at or above 1,035, you end up making $12.46. If you could buy 100 shares, it's 1,200 bucks for the day. Pretty good weekend walking around money, right? 100 shares is going to cost you, what is the stock? $103,000. Okay, so 1,200 bucks of walking around money for the next 6 hours for the weekend. Actually, it expires tomorrow, so I should say it's a little bit more than a day. So it's got 1 day left after today. But you can go deep if you think the stock is going to fade a little bit, and it might. Like, let's just say that you think it's going to go back down to 1020. And right now it's at 1037. So it could drop 17 points pretty easily. And if it does that, let's take a look at the numbers there. That's $7.86 a share that you would make if the stock stays above 1020. And it's already 18 points above that right now. That's pretty quick and easy money. There's risk. There is risk. The stock could go up. A lot of these stocks, what they do is they go up, they report, the euphoria comes in the first half hour of the market, which is where we are right now. And then the professionals come in and slam it down. And everybody that was all excited about it gets slammed down. And that could definitely happen. And it may happen. And you could play it that way by doing an in-the-money call. And that would mean that you don't lose money until the stock goes down to 1020 if you're doing an in-the-money call, right? So you would get $25 worth of downside protection, because you would get the in-the-money amount, plus you would get the juice, which is right now $8.16 if you look at the screen. All right. Well, let's say you want to play it a little bit more closer to the vest, a little bit more conservatively. I don't know if it's conservative or not. You get to decide. But let's say that next week we could look at the 1035s, which is the stock is at 1038 right now. If you do those in the monies, you end up making 2.44% for next week. And it's $24.46 that you would make. So on 100 shares, you'd make 2,400 bucks if the stock is above 1035 for next week. So if you're bullish on NVIDIA without buying the calls, because you can see how much premium is in them, you could take a shot, buy the stock, sell the calls against it, or buy the synthetic, even better maybe, and sell calls against it, and hedge your risk a little bit. And just for 6 days of being in the market, you end up making $2,400 on a $100,000 investment, right? So that is certainly possible for you. If you wanted to go a little more conservative, maybe you wanted to go the 1015s. Now the stock is now trading down a little bit, but $15, $16, $17 in the money You could do the 10-15s. You still pick up some in the money protection at 33.50, and you pick up some juice of $12.36. You pick that up, it's 1% for about 6 weeks. If you annualize that, it's 56%. Now, as the day goes on, these premiums are going to start to come down. So I don't want you to get too excited and go running and doing this. I want you to think about it, decide what your trading plan is, plan your upside, plan your downside. But right now, you got one day, basically a day and a half, to make some money if you wanted to do this week's, or you got 6.5 days if you wanted to do it for next week. So I thought I would call those out to you. NVidia is on a tear. I've been saying it's going higher. I did take some money off the table when it went up from 504 to like 900. On the way up, I took a little bit off the table. And I put out video in the beginning of the year that said you should buy this stock at 504, 505. That's where it's breaking out. If you had done that, today would be a double. We took a little bit of profit off the table, and now we're playing a lot with house money. But here's how you make money. Don't be going out and buying calls. That's just crazy talk. But selling calls against it picks you up a couple grand, for the week or the weekend or next week. So I thought I would come live and let you know about that. By the way, just a quick promo. I've got a live training coming up starting Wednesday. The cart is now open. So if you're interested in, it's a 5-week course, live 2 hours a night on Wednesdays, every Wednesday starting May 29th. You're interested in that? There's a link down at the bottom to get involved in that. And we're also sending a mini course in advance, and we're sending some early videos starting right now. So if you want to get involved with that, now's the time to do it. The link is at the bottom. Love to see you in that. It starts next Wednesday. See you on the next video. Take care.